Joins us now from London. He's a senior consulting fellow with the Middle East and North Africa program at Chatham House. Yossi, welcome and thanks so much for being with us. So, as we're hearing there from Mohammed, I mean, it indicates perhaps that this indicates that Israel is not so serious about these ceasefire negotiations. Firstly, what's your assessment on why Israel's done this, and what does it say about Israel's intentions regarding Gaza? Are the hostage families right to be very concerned?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Israel operates on a different, almost planet in the last 2 years, and you see contradiction. What it says is objective. One objective that it set from the beginning of the war is eliminating the Hamas leadership. Hamas as an organization. And in principle, you can see this as part of it, the attack today in Doha. But on the other hand, it says as a priority, at least it tells the Israeli people and the family of the hostages of releasing the hostages. And this can happen only through a ceasefire deal. And this doesn't seem to be coherent in the sense of the attack on the country that mediates a ceasefire, when the leadership of Hamas is actually discussing a deal. So the families of the hostages, one of them actually said that this is as good as executing her son.
And Yossi, Trump says that the US warned Doha. Doha says it was essentially told minutes before the strike happened, not really too much of a warning. What's your assessment of how much the US might have been involved here?
I find it quite bizarre that the United States won't at least know in advance, or won't, when every airplane that flies within the region should be detected by the Americans. The base in Doha is the biggest US base outside the United States. It's equipped with everything that should tell you every movement almost in the region. Also, the idea that Israel will do such a thing, an attack on a major ally, American ally, in the region, without at least imply to them that this is something that's about to happen, again, sound to me very, very, very odd. So I hope we'll get more information about it as time goes by. But the spokesperson for the White House, she said today that, it doesn't serve the goals of Israel or the United States. In this case, what's going to be the response from the United States if Israel acts against the interest of the United States? If anything, it should encourage the United States to accelerate a ceasefire negotiation, put more pressure on Netanyahu to end the war.
And how do you think Qatar is going to respond at this point? They seem to be taking the higher road of saying negotiations are going to continue. Are they going to respond in any other way, do you think?
I think one of the tools in Qatar, because it's such an important country when it comes to mediate a ceasefire, I think Qatar puts itself in a position, not on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, quite central to international negotiations. Also in other conflicts, in the Ukraine, the Taliban, in Afghanistan. So I think it's important also for Israel, if it ever wants to end the war, if it at least suspends, for instance, its role as a mediator, it's a possibility. Obviously, I don't think Qatar, considering the military and the power military balance between the countries, would like to create any escalation, a military escalation. But no doubt, it's not only about how Qatar responds, but also how the region as a region responds, because the condemnation worldwide and within countries that could, either already normalize relations with Israel, or we think that we're keen to normalize, was very, very clear of condemnation, and will definitely put off any idea of condemnation for the time being.
Yossi Mekelberg, Senior Consulting Fellow with the Middle East and North Africa program at Chatham House. Thank you so much for your time.